reality stars that we've seen on Iyanla Fix My Life, she was the most open. And so I was really looking forward to Iyanla, like, giving her great sound advice and helping her, you know, fix whatever it was that, you know, she was needing or whatever. So the part that shocked me is, like, as she and Iyanla are speaking, she says that she believes Gilbert and her sister slept together. And I was like, wait, what? Because I had never heard, I'm not into the blogs or anything like that, so I had never heard that. So that was something new to me. That was new information for me. So when she was saying that, and what was crazy was that she was like, because she's grown up to be considered a fighter, that when she heard it, she was like, instead of, like, because most rational women, I think, would be like, you slept with my sister. Like, I wouldn't have anything to, like, no dealings. That is a line breaker. That is a deal breaker. I don't want you. But she was like, that motivated her to try to get him more. And I guess it's that competitive nature that made her do it, that made her say, I'm going to get you, I'm going to be everything that you're wanting so that you choose. To me, she was saying, I want you to choose me. You might have messed with my sister, even though you were with me, you might mess with my sister, but I want you to forget about her, so I'm going to be everything you need so that you choose me. I just thought it was the weirdest thing. But it gave you some insight even on her sister's relationship, seeing it on Basketball Wives. It gave you a little bit more insight on all of that. So, I don't know. So then, after that craziness, we meet Gloria and Matthew, which are Laura's parents. And let me tell you, after meeting them, after we see them on camera, now this might not be how they are, maybe it's editing, but from what we saw on camera, I'm like, I see why Laura is the way that she is, because this is all kinds of dysfunction right here. And the reason I say that is because, so she's sitting down and she's meeting with Laura's father, Matthew. And off the bat, I was like, he seemed nice. Her mom seemed nice. But then her dad opened his mouth, and I was like, ooh, child, this man is an asshole. He was an asshole. There's no other way you can say it. I was like, he's a jerk. I mean, I don't mean to speak bad about the elders, but he was disrespectful to me. He was disrespectful to Iyanla. He was disrespectful to his daughter. Like, Iyanla was asking him just basic questions like, your daughter, or telling him basic things like, your daughter married her father. Like, daughters marry their father, which I do believe that. She said daughters marry their father, and you taught her that this was okay. Like, a man could treat you badly, and that you fight you fight for him, or you hang on. And her mother taught her as well that no matter how a man treats you, you hang on to that man and you be quiet and you take it. And then her father's teaching her to fight. So it makes sense that she would fight for Gilbert Arenas, who allegedly slept with her sister, because she wanted to win. She got the competitive spirit from her dad. She got the passiveness from her mother. So that's a perfect combination for a man that maybe not is great for you to come in and treat you the way he treats you, because no matter what he does, you're going to try to hang on to this man. So I could understand. To me, the conversation with her mom and dad gave us a little more insight about Laura's psyche. To me, it made me aware of, okay, this is why she be like, this is why you would stay with a man who you think has been with your sister. Which, again, Gilbert Arenas and her sister have denied that. So at this point, it's just like, who do you believe? I know she said she told her parents, and she was hurt because her mother told her, I don't believe you. I've asked your sister. She said, no, that just never happened. I don't know. I don't know who to believe. So then we find out that as a child, when Laura was 13, as a teenager, she was molested, raped, molested, however you want to call it. And she says she's told her mother and father, and her mother and father said, you're a liar, you did not. And that's when things kind of went left. The dad was going at Laura or whatever, and Laura was coming back, and the young'un was like, wait a minute. And it was just too much. And I think that made me look at her dad differently, because it was like, dang. Because if you really watch the show, you'll see twice that he doesn't even refer to his wife or his daughter by name. He told, like, Iyanla says, do you still have conversations, I think, with Gilbert? And he was saying yes. And then Iyanla says, do you have conversations with your daughter? And he said, what did he say? He said, I talked to the I had a conversation the other day with the young lady. And I was like, who calls? Like, I don't know. I was like, why did you could have used her name, but okay. I don't know. I just found that weird that he didn't say, I had a conversation the other day with my daughter, or I had a conversation the other day with Laura. Am I the only one that thought that was weird? I don't know. But and then later on he says, because they're just going back and forth. Really, at this point, they're just, Iyanla's trying to get him to understand Laura is taking this from Gilbert because you taught her to take this from Gilbert. You did that. And he's saying, no, this is not my fault. Because what you're trying to say is, and this is when I was like, because he said what you're trying to say is she got her what she saw me do to this woman, and that's how she thinks it's supposed to be, a man is supposed to treat it. So you're saying that what she saw me do to this woman is how she sees a man as treating his wife or whatever. And I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember exact words. And I was like, did you just, that's your wife? I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too much into this, because I was like, that's your wife. Why are you calling her this woman? And then you called your daughter young lady. I like, they got names. But I thought that was telling to me. It's like, almost like he doesn't humanize them as being people. Am I reading too much into this? I don't know. That's just how I felt. And then, because Laura was saying that she lets her family members, she pays bills, she lets them live with her, she lets them do all of this because she just wants to be accepted. She just wants to be accepted. And I thought that was so telling. Like, I see Laura different after Iyanla Fix My Life. Like, after seeing her parents' interaction and then hearing what she was saying, I don't know, how could you not like feel a little bad for her? So then Iyanla and the father sit down, which I already knew this wasn't going. I was like, okay, so Iyanla and the father sit down, and Iyanla is again trying to explain to him that it's you. Your daughter saw how you treated your wife and how you were as a man, and that's what she went out and married because she thought that was acceptable. And he admits that Laura is aggressive, angry. He admits all those things, and he also admits that when she was growing up, he was the basketball coach, and that he was the hardest person on her. That even when she would do well, maybe he didn't give her the praise. He criticized, he was the toughest critic for her. And so I think, and so what Iyanla told him was, well, you realize that doing that made her feel like no matter how hard she tried, no matter what she did, she was never good enough. And I was like, so that made sense about why she would be with Gilbert Arenas, who he allegedly was with other women, her sister allegedly. That would make sense why she would want to be in that relationship for as long as she wanted to be in that relationship, because it didn't matter. She wanted to prove that she was good enough. And so I was like, okay, I get it. Laura, during it, after seeing her on Basketball Wives, I couldn't stand her, but now after seeing her on Iyanla, I'm like, I gotta feel sympathy for you, girl. So Iyanla finally gets the father to admit that Laura wants love from you. She wants your heart. And he finally admits that yes, he knows he's hard, and he doesn't show the love the way he should. He knows that, and he would try to do better. I'm not gonna lie, I ain't believe it when he was saying it, but okay, let's move on. So Laura, she makes a cake. So Iyanla and Laura are in the kitchen now, and it's just Laura and Iyanla, and they're making a cake, and they're putting like sardines and relish and ketchup and their flour. They're making a cake, but it was full of all this bad stuff. And so Laura is telling Iyanla, like, Iyanla says, what did your father teach you about men? And she said, to take it. Pretty much, she was like, just to, whatever they do to you, you be quiet and you take it. That's what he taught her about men. Like, you just, whatever it is you do, you just take it. And her mother taught her to make it look pretty. So even though the cake is disgusting, it has all these bad things in it, like, and you're going to put the frosting on there, you're going to decorate it and make it look pretty, and you're going to present that to the world. So then Iyanla and Laura start talking, about making it look pretty, and Iyanla's telling Laura, you don't need a makeup artist, an agent, a publicist. Your kids don't have to go to private school. She was telling her all of this, and Laura was like, well, I'll get a real job and I'll take this makeup off. I'll put my hair up. I'll do all this if that's what I have to do. And so they I don't know how it escalated to that, but it did. And then the next thing we know, Iyanla is leaving the kitchen. And Iyanla says, tomorrow, why don't you come looking like a mother? And I love Iyanla, but she got a fly mouth. She has a fly mouth, and she'll say something fly. This is the part about Iyanla. She'll say something fly, and then she'll be like, "No, beloved, I didn't mean it." I'll be like, "No, Iyanla, you meant it the way it came across." Like, yeah. But I love her show, so I'll let it go. So after Iyanla's parting shot about not looking like a reality star, coming in looking like a mother, Laura, they cut to the next day, and Laura comes in and she looks like Laura from Basketball Wives. She's about to get in her confessional and she's about to talk, because she had on her earrings were cute. She had on the cute long earrings. Her hair was slicked back, and in her her makeup was beat. I love that outfit. I love that long coat she had on. That was so cute. She came looking like a reality star. Like, she came to work. She was gonna meet the girls for lunch and outdress each other, because that's what they do. But so she's coming in and she's all mad, and she's mad at Iyanla because she felt like she was offended by what Iyanla said about dressed like a mother, not a reality star, or something like that, Iyanla said. And she said, I'm a mother that works. I brand myself wearing these earrings and all that. And Iyanla was like, take it off. And Laura was like, she was taking it off, and she was like, I'm going to take it off, but I wanted you to know, just because I'm like this, that does not mean I am not a good mother. And I ain't gonna lie, I could understand what Laura was saying, because to pay the bills, Laura does have to brand herself. She does have to put on her imagery and everything, like her earrings and the makeup. She has to look that celebrity, because she is a brand, and that's how she pays her bills. So I understood what she was saying. And Iyanla was like, well, all mothers don't wear heels and yada yada yada. I think, I don't know. I just think that's, I don't think because you're a mother and you want to be dressed up all the time in your heels and your hair done and your makeup done and your earrings and look nice, I don't think that makes you less of a mother. I don't. Do I think that there are some do I think the majority of mothers dress up like that all the time? No. Do I think that there is a small percentage that does? Yes I do. I don't there are some women who you won't catch in sweatpants with, I mean, that's just what it is. There are some women that you won't catch dressed down with no makeup. Like, I have a friend that I don't think I've ever seen her without makeup. I've never seen her without makeup. Like, there are some people who are like that, and I don't think that makes you less of a mother. I couldn't get with Iyanla on that one. I couldn't get with her on that one, because I don't feel like Laura was less of a mother because she wanted to, because she looks nice. That doesn't make you less of a mother. But I also understood a little about what Iyanla was. No, I'm not gonna. I didn't understand that. Like, I couldn't get with that, because I don't know. I think Laura was trying. Like, she was trying, and that was a shot. Even the way Iyanla said it was a shot, and then you want to be like, no. Now, when they started talking about the real job and everything, I was like, why are y'all arguing about this? Let's move on. But they did, finally get to the root of Laura wanting to be better, and she did have a breakthrough about what she wanted to do differently, and just let go. And it doesn't mean you give up your children, because a few times Iyanla had a back and forth with her father because Iyanla said give up your children. He said, want to bet? Stupid. That's what I was like, I can see why Laura is like this, because this man is straight ignorance to me. But so when Laura was just talking about how it felt for you to tell somebody this man raped me, and it's like they didn't hear her, and then she gets married and it's like her husband doesn't hear her, because I'm sure there was plenty of times when she said, hey, I'm in this big house with these 4 kids and I'm bored and I'm lonely, and I don't want to just be in this big house with these 4 kids. So I don't know, I just feel like she finally had a breakthrough. She was getting, I think she was getting to where she needed to be emotionally to get to the place where she could see that, okay, I understand when you mean now when you say let my children go. It's not like let them go. It's just like stop fighting Gilbert. In the courts and stuff. Just stop that fighting. So then they have a moment where the parents come back and they get with Laura, and she and her dad have a nice moment where they say, okay, well, we just didn't hear you when you said you were molested. And I think that, I don't know, that it's like, you see, I could see them not hearing her. You just don't know who. Like, I walked away from this episode not knowing if I believe Laura or everyone else. I sure had empathy for her. I had sympathy for her. And if she says this happened to her, then who, like, because it seems like they don't not believe that it happened to her. They just don't believe that she didn't, they don't think she told them when it did happen. So I don't think that really, for Laura, I don't think that really mattered. It just mattered that I'm telling you now that it happened or whatever, and you could have just said, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, forgive me. And I think that's all she was really wanting. I got to wrap this whole episode up. I must say that yes, Laura had issues with her father, and you can definitely see how that played a role in her marriage to Gilbert Arenas. But I must say, I really wanted this episode to be more about Laura and her healing. I would have liked to see the steps that she needed to take to actually let go for the children, but it seemed like this was more about her and her father. So I don't know, maybe they should have did like a 2-part on this, because I would have liked to see more of the Laura healing. And especially when you saw how it ended, in the closing they said that Laura does not speak to her parents. Her co-parenting with Gilbert hasn't gotten better, but she doesn't feel the need to show off as much. I was like, this ain't no kind of ending. That I didn't like it. I didn't like that ending. I felt like we missed a lot of, maybe there was more that we just didn't see, but I felt like there wasn't a lot of done with Laura to help her, as far as, because I think she came on there to help herself with her with the helping to get her children and co-parent for her children. And I just feel like it had to do with her father and them. I don't know. Tell me what you think, because this for me, I don't know, I didn't like it. I mean, I liked it because I got to see Laura differently, but I didn't like it because I'm like, how does this help her? She ain't talking to nobody now. So, alright guys, that's the end of Iyanla Fix My Life with Laura from Basketball Wives, formerly of Basketball Wives. So you guys tell me what you think, and I'll talk